On express elevator to hell, going down.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
We've gone from here. The evil is gone.
What can I say? I'm a blast from the past.
Should have stayed there.
Come with me if you want to live.
Welcome to Big Lip Radio presents No Girls Allowed, the movie review podcast. From new movies to retro reviews, we promise that we will never talk about chick flicks. Here's your host, Jerad.
Yes, welcome to Big Lip Radio presents No Girls Allowed. It is September 10th, 2017. And this week, I promised you fine folks either a review of the new Stephen King's It movie that debuted to a huge opening weekend of over $100 million, or I was going to give you my retro review of Halloween 4. I wonder which way it went.
10 years ago, on the night of October 31st, a small Midwestern town fell victim to an escaped killer. Under the cover of darkness, he carried out the most horrifying mass murder on record. 16 people in cold blood. Ever since that night, no one has forgotten his name. And Halloween has never been the same. Now, Michael Myers has come home. He has returned for one more night of unholy terror.
Michael!
Somebody help me!
He's here to kill that little girl and anybody who gets in his way.
Oh, God!
Who's gonna be next?
Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop him.
Yep, that's right. Halloween 4. I didn't make it to see it. The reason I didn't make it to see it was yesterday, my nephew John, you may remember him as an occasional host, excuse me, of Big Lip Radio and Big Lip Radio Presents The Dork Side, as well as his own endeavor called Porch Boys Radio. He got married yesterday, so I was there at his wedding all day. And some of you may also remember my failed attempt at a backflip 4 weeks ago. And I effed up my ankle, and, well, it seems the wedding was a bit too much for the old man's ankle, and, well, I am in a lot of pain. I wanted to go see it after the wedding. I was in no shape, and, today, I decided I better just stay home, keep my foot up, not walk through parking lots and crowded theaters to see a movie I'm so excited to see, and it made over $100 million this weekend. And I think the nation is just starved for really great horror movies, and I have a strong feeling that's what it is. It's getting like 82 from the top critics and 88, something like that, of from audiences. So anyway, I'm excited to see it. It just won't be this weekend. I will have a review of it for you guys next weekend. However, this weekend, as you can hear from the trailer, Halloween 4. Now, Halloween 4 is a return to form because Halloween 3 was a unrelated story about masks that kill people when they're triggered by a message in a commercial. And it didn't go over very well. I'm not sure why they called it Season of the Witch, but that was the name for it. This one, they wanted to make sure you all knew that Michael Myers was going to be in this one. So the tagline is the return of Michael Myers. So that way you know that you're going to get the hero slash villain that you're paying for. This movie was directed by Dwight H. Little. Let's see what else he directed. Did he direct anything we would know? Let's see. No. Ooh, he directed Freddy's Nightmares, which was a TV series. It was horrible. He also directed Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, Phantom of the Opera. Let's see. Free Willy 2. Look at that. Let's see. Do I see anything else? Wolf Lake, X-Files, the TV series. So he's done some good stuff to bad stuff. Prison Break, 24, Daybreak, Castle, Dollhouse. Wow, he's done a lot of stuff. Let's see, From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV series. Ooh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow. So, yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. All right, so anyway, Dwight H. Little directed this. The story, uncredited, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill helped with the story. Had 4 other writers we've never heard of. Let's see. The release date. This thing came out October 21st, 1988. It had a budget of $5 million. And it made $17.7 million. Not too bad. Three times the investment. That's a pretty good return, and that's why Michael Myers returned. Okay, so this movie starts out with Michael Myers. He's in a sanitarium. They're sending somebody from Smith Grove to come and pick him up. They don't explain why. Excuse me. They don't explain why, but anyway, here's a little bit of the opening scene. By the way, the credit sequence, if you remember in the first one, had the jack-o'-lantern, and now that we have Blu-ray and high def, you can see that there's a fly inside the jack-o'-lantern, so that's kind of cool. The second one had the jack-o'-lantern opening up into a skull. The third one, again unrelated, had a very crudely computer drawing of a jack-o'-lantern. This one, for an opening, it's very bright. It's summer. It's sunshine, and for whatever reason, a bunch of a motif of barn scenes. Oh, look, here's a windmill. Here's a barn. So I'm not sure what they were going for, because it went directly from that opening into night, thunder and lightning, and an ambulance headed towards a federal sanitarium, Ridgemont Federal Sanitarium to be exact.
All metal objects into the tray. Purpose of visit?
A patient pickup and transfer to Smith's Grove.
You're late.
Should be on the road.
Yeah. Hell of a night, huh?
Real charmer.
Yeah. I'll take you down there.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. First time here, huh?
Hope it's the last time.
You never get used to the faces. Never.
Jesus.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with this place. Come on. Yeah, this is where society dumps its worst nightmares. Yeah, the one you're picking up. Just thinking about him gives me the willies. Yeah, a decade ago, Halloween night, he murdered 16 people, maybe more, trying to get to his sister. Nearly got it, too. But his doctor, of all people, shot him 6 times. Then he set him on fire. Both of them nearly burned to death. Yeah, I'll be glad to see this one gone. Yes, indeedy.
Now, almost none of you are going to get this reference, but it is funny. That guy, his mannerisms, the guard at the sanitarium, that guy, his mannerisms, even his how he looks, his physicality, everything about him, reminds me of Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. I don't know if you remember Lenny and Squiggy. I don't know if you remember Laverne and Shirley. Pretty much anyone with the technical know-how to actually listen to or download a podcast probably wasn't around when Laverne and Shirley were big. But anyway, that guy reminds me of Squiggy, and about 2 people think that's funny who's listening to this. Okay, so anyway, they come to get Michael Myers from the sanitarium. Dr. Hoffman is overseeing Michael Myers, and he's talking about how pretty much Dr. Loomis is a joke, and he's just kind of a figurehead, and he's just doing his time until he retires. And he releases Michael Myers to these 2 doctors who put him in an ambulance. Michael Myers' face is all bandaged up. His hand falls out of the blanket, and you can see it's all scarred and mangled from the fire at the end of the second one. Now, if you remember, at the end of the second one, Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers, the movie intimates, are dead. There's an explosion in the hospital originating from the room they're in. There's no way they could survive. It turns out there is. As both of them come back for this exciting episode of Halloween. So, as they're moving him, this is October 30th, the day before Halloween in 1988. As they're moving him, he, of course, wakes up and kills everybody. Kills the 2 doctors, the 2 paramedics, and the 2 guys who are in front in the ambulance. That's 6 guys right away in the first 10 minutes of the movie, although you only see one of them die. The rest they cut. And they're off-screen kills. But he takes his thumb and shoves it through the forehead of the first guy that he kills in the ambulance. It's quite a thing. We realize Michael Myers is indeed superhumanly strong, because the only indication we got he might be superhumanly strong is when he lifts the nurse in Halloween 2 with a scalpel, puts it in her kidney, and lifts her up off the ground, and then her shoes hit the ground. It was a good effect, good kill. So anyway, we're already up to 6 kills in this movie, and we haven't even met the main characters. But the scene goes from the death in the ambulance to a little girl looking out the window. She sees a Smith Grove ambulance across the street. It's nighttime, the thunder and lightning still going on, and she's just sitting there unable to sleep. And this is where we're introduced to more of the main characters.
Kiddo, it's 4 in the morning.
I can't sleep.
What is this, 4 nights in a row? You going for a record here, the 7-year-old Insomniacs Hall of Fame?
Do you love me, Rachel?
Serious questions tonight. Of course I love you.
Like a sister?
Jamie, sometimes
Like a real sister?
We're not really sisters, Jamie. But that doesn't mean that I love you any less.
Sure it does.
I know you miss your parents. It hasn't been that long.
It's been 11 months.
Your mother used to babysit me when I was your age. I'll bet you didn't know that.
You're lucky. I wish you could do the same for me.
Come on, Jamie. Let's go back to bed. Come on, Sunday.
And we're introduced to Rachel and Jamie. Jamie is named for the actress Jamie Lee Curtis. And Rachel, I don't know where they got her name, but anyway, she's the big sister. She's the final girl in this film. And Rachel is Jamie, is the object of Michael Myers' intent. Turns out that's the niece, Laurie Strode. We're led to believe, and we'll find out in subsequent movies that this is wrong, that her and her husband died in a car accident, and leaving Jamie to be orphaned. So anyway, she's staying with her with a foster family in Haddonfield. I don't know why everybody stays in Haddonfield, especially since it has this whole thing around Halloween and around Jamie. Jamie Lloyd is her last name. So apparently Laurie Strode married somebody with the last name of Lloyd. But anyway, they still all live in Haddonfield, and I don't think I would, but that's just me. So the next scene is little Jamie. She's going to school, and her schoolmates are dicks.
Hey, Jamie, where's your costume? Where's your mask, or are you wearing it? I don't need to wear a stupid costume. That's because every day is Halloween at Jamie's house, right, Jamie? Because your uncle's the boogeyman. Boogeyman, boogeyman. Jamie's uncle's a boogeyman. How come your mom didn't make you a costume, Jamie? How could she? Her mommy's dead. Jamie's mommy's a mummy. Stop it, okay? Stop it!
Jamie's mommy is a mummy. It's funny.
Every day is Halloween at Jamie's house. Boogeyman. Boogeyman. Mommy didn't make you a costume. How could you? Your mommy's dead. You're okay.
Danielle Harris is such a good little actress.
Jamie, are you okay?
You remember Lindsay, don't you? Hi, Jamie.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
You ready for some ice cream?
That Lindsay.
I want to go trick-or-treating.
The one Laurie Strode was babysitting
But I thought you didn't
in
want
the
to go
very first
trick-or-treating.
Halloween.
You know, Rach, Discount Mart's having a sale on Halloween costumes.
No, Brady's working there till 6 o'clock today.
I know. Don't you want to talk to him?
I don't want to look pushy.
You won't look pushy.
Well, I don't want to come on too strong. A guy hates a girl that comes on too strong. Fragile egos and all of that.
You won't come on too strong.
Well, I don't want to seem desperate or anything.
Face it, Rach, you are desperate. You're just gonna go in and buy a costume for Jamie, perfectly legit.
I don't know.
Well, do I drop you at the Discount Mart or the Dairy Queen?
Jamie?
Discount Mart. Can we get ice cream after?
God.
You bet.
Spend money on Halloween costume and 2 scoops. It's unacceptable. So anyway, in the scene prior to this, we see that Rachel's parents, their babysitter cancels, and of course it's Halloween night, and so Rachel has to take Jamie trick-or-treating. And so she's upset about that because she was supposed to hang out with Brady, who is the dreamboat of this particular film. And Brady, hold on. Let me go through the cast of this real quick. I didn't do the cast. Donald Pleasance is Sam Loomis. Danielle Harris is Jamie Lloyd. Now, Danielle Harris goes on to play the character of Annie in the remakes for Halloween and Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, and I'll be reviewing those too before we're done with this whole series. Ellie Cornell is Rachel. Let's see, anybody interesting? Bo Starr is Sheriff Ben Meeker. Sasha Jensen as Brady. Let's see what else Sasha Jensen was in, because he was in some stuff. He was in Ghoulies 2, The Last Prom. Let's see, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie that came out in 1992, not the TV series. Let's see, Dazed and Confused, great movie. So anyway, he's been in a lot of stuff. Kids of the 90s will know. And he plays Brady in this one, although I had to watch it a few times before I knew if it was Brady or Grady. But anyway, it is Brady. So anyway, she was supposed to go out with Brady, and she can't go out with Brady, so she's upset. And Jamie comes down the stairs just in time to hear Rachel say, I shouldn't have to watch the kid. I want to go out on a date. And then Jamie's all butthurt, and Rachel says, everything's okay. We'll go get some ice cream after school, and things will be fine. So she's been tempting her with ice cream all movie long. And kind of creepily wanting her to have ice cream. Okay, so now Loomis, he's scarred, and his scars are very specific patterns, and it's weird because between scenes his scarring changes. It's a horrible makeup effect. It sucks. So anyway, that morning Loomis decides he finds out about Michael Myers leaving, hears about the ambulance crashing, and everybody says, well, it must have killed him too. Well, just count the bodies. Anyway, they're not smart enough to count the bodies. Only Loomis is smart enough to realize that Michael Myers is A, still alive, and B, he's going for his niece in Haddonfield. How does he know he has a niece in Haddonfield? I'm not sure. The movie doesn't talk about it. So Loomis is hunting Michael Myers. He pulls into a Penny's service station and sees a mechanic has been killed. Michael Myers killed a mechanic, so now we know he's got a jumpsuit. And let's see where we at. So anyway, he knows he's got a jumpsuit. So there's kill number 7, the mechanic. Kill number 8 is the waitress. And 5 and 6. There were only 4 people in the ambulance. My bad. Killed 4. Damn it, that sucks. So anyway, killed 4 in the ambulance. The mechanic's 5. The waitress is number 6. And Michael Myers is gone. So he ends up stealing a van from the mechanic shop. I don't know how he was in front of the little girl's window in the Smith Groves ambulance, but he steals it, hits the car Loomis came in that he's refueling. There's explosions everywhere. The gas pump blows up. The gas station blows up. Why? Because it's the 80s. It's 1988, and everything blows up in the 80s. So anyway, Loomis had stopped to fill his car. The gas tank is behind the license plate, and that's the way it used to be on all the cars back in the day, and I'm not really sure why it's still not that way. You have them on the right side or the left side, and if you're in an unfamiliar car and you got to fill up with gas, you just kind of roll the dice and see which side it is, unless you notice there's an arrow on the gas gauge, but nobody knows that. So anyway, it would just be easier to have it in the back, but they quit doing that, and I'm not sure why. Okay, so now you got little Jamie. She goes to the Vincent drugstore where Brady's working, and he's working with this hot blonde chick. Her name's Kelly. Turns out to be the daughter of the sheriff in town. So anyway, one of Brady's buddies is trying to hit on her. She tells him to go float a brick. Hilarity ensues, and then Jamie and Rachel come in, and Rachel has to break the news to Brady that she can't go and hang out with him that night. So he's a bit of a dick about it, and she finds Jamie a clown costume. And I'm going to wear this. Now the significance of this is when Michael Myers killed his older sister, his very first kill when he was 7, I think he was 7. He was dressed as a clown, and now suddenly she sees that same costume and she loves it. Not only that, but in the background is a Michael Myers mask. And you see Michael Myers put on the mask in this scene, scare the hell out of the little girl who screams, and everybody comes running, and they don't see Michael Myers, they just see her, and they're like, hey, you saw a mask, you got scared. It's what happens, you're a dumb kid. So anyway, she's claiming it's the Nightmare Man, and it was the man from her nightmares. She's been dreaming of Michael Myers. So now, Loomis, he's without a car. The car blew up, the gas pump blew up, the gas station blew up, and half the state of Illinois apparently got blown up. So he's hitchhiking. And weirdly enough, a group of kids pull over, cheerleaders and football players. Come on. And just before he gets to it, now he's walking with a limp, because apparently when you get burned, you limp. So he's walking with a limp, and he's all scarred up. And just before he gets to the car, they speed away and spitting gravel at him and laughing, ha ha ha. And shortly thereafter, a old pickup pulls in behind him, honks the horn, he gets in. There's an old, creepy Reverend Jackson driving this pickup. Let's see, where am I at? Oh, yeah. So anyway, he's driving, and the preacher man's talking about Bible verses, and you're supposed to connect it to what's going on. Okay, so Loomis finally gets into town and talks to the sheriff. And, wow, I cannot even read my own handwriting. Talks to the sheriff and tells him about Michael Myers. And says, look, we gotta quarantine the whole town. We gotta shut everything down. We gotta put a curfew in. We gotta lock this thing up. And let's see, TOTE, Michael Myers' point of view goes through the picture. Loomis talks to the sheriff. Let's see. Okay, so the sheriff gets on the phone. He's gonna talk to the feds, ask what's going on. All the phone lines are down. There's no long distance to the town of Haddonfield, and so everybody goes trick-or-treating. Michael Myers sees it, goes upstairs into Jamie's bedroom while everybody's gone. I don't know how he knows where Jamie lives. I don't know how he knows which bedroom is hers, but he sees this box of photographs that Jamie has that has pictures of her mom and all that other stuff and times of happier times. And now things start to pick up. People are going to start dying. You see that Brady and Kelly are over there hanging out at Kelly's house as Jamie's going trick-or-treating with Rachel. So that's bad news. She's wearing a long T-shirt, and fellas, nothing else. And this chick is smoking hot. Says, police do it by the book. So anyway, everybody gets upset. Everybody gets pissed off. We switch over and see that the news is telling everybody to get to their homes. Michael Myers is on the loose. And redneck posse with pickups and shotguns in the bar watching the news decides they're going to go and hunt down Michael Myers. Bucky, working out at the electric plant. Michael Myers, he's got to cut the electricity to the town. So what he does is he takes Bucky, who's working late at the electric plant, and throws him into some of the transformers. Bucky, he's kill number 7. So now all the power goes out. Michael Myers is really resourceful. He figures out how to shut down the power. He will F you up. Let's see. Okay, so now the police are looking for Michael Myers. And for some reason, there's a gang of kids you see once who's all dressed up as Michael Myers, and they're taunting the police. It's really a random scene. I don't know what that's about. So anyway, the cops go back to the cop shop and see that there's a dead cop in the cop shop. The cop shop's been ransacked, and everybody's terrified now because now number 8, a cop has been killed. So at the sheriff's house, the deputy shows up, and Michael Myers is hiding in a guy's back seat. So he shows up. Don't worry, this is almost over, folks. It's almost as tedious as I'm making it sound. So he shows up with Michael Myers in the back of the car. Rachel and Jamie show up with the sheriff. Everybody's inside. They're all locking the doors. And let's see. The sheriff radios for state troopers to show up. And meanwhile, let's see, where are we at? Shuts down. Oh, yeah. Sheriff Meekers leaves. He's got to go shut down the rednecks. The rednecks ended up killing an innocent kid because that's what we do. When we form a lynch mob, we start shooting anything that starts moving the bushes. So number 9 is the deputy, Logan. Number 9, kill number 9. Kelly, sheriff's daughter, comes up behind him, says, "Hey, would you like some coffee?" And she goes to light a candle. His head's sitting there next to the table. It's wonderful. The person in the rocking chair holding the shotgun, Michael Myers. Now, Michael Myers kills her with the shotgun, but because he's Michael Myers, he doesn't shoot her with the shotgun. He jams it all the way through and sticks her to the wall with the shotgun. So she is number 10. Meanwhile, Jamie's missing. Number 11, Brady. Brady gets it because, okay, Brady and Michael Myers are in front of this huge plate glass window as Michael Myers is coming up the stairs, chasing Jamie and Rachel, and Brady is going to protect them. Well, he ended up firing 2 rounds, didn't reload his shotgun. So he goes to shoot Michael Myers, there's nothing. He's reloading. By the time he gets done reloading, Michael Myers is there, and he crushes his skull with his bare hands. Number 11, Brady. But they were in front of a huge plate glass window. Why didn't Brady go through the window? It was a huge miscue and a bit of a disappointment. So now, Michael Myers. Okay, we're getting at the end. It's very exciting now. Michael Myers chasing Rachel and Jamie up on the roof. Rachel falls all the way to the ground, and Jamie goes back inside. He chases Jamie down to the street. Loomis finds Jamie, and they go to the schoolhouse. I don't know why they went to the schoolhouse, but Loomis finds Jamie. They go to the schoolhouse. I guess they're going to hide in the schoolhouse. Somehow Michael Myers is there. Excuse me. Jamie falls down the stairs. Alarm in the school, when they opened up the door, the alarm went off. Brings the rednecks around, right? So the rednecks show up. Jamie and Rachel are reunited. And somehow, I don't know how Rachel ended up at the school. They don't explain it, but there she is. She's alive and well after the fall off the roof. So the rednecks tell Rachel and Jamie, get in our truck, man. We're going to go. So they're heading out of town just as the state police are arriving, heading into town. So they drove by all those police, and they're heading to a highway patrol substation. Nobody noticed, apparently, that Michael Myers has been on the back of the truck since they left the school. And so 2 of the rednecks are killed. And so that's 14 so far if you're keeping tally. Number 15 is Earl, the lead redneck. Michael Myers kills him right in the driver's seat. So now he's on top of the cab of the truck. As Rachel's now driving the truck, She shakes him off the roof and runs him over. Sirens come up behind Jamie, and all the cops just start shooting Michael Myers. He's still in the ditch after getting run over. He falls down a weird mine shaft, and everybody says, "Okay, well, whew, thank goodness that's over. Michael Myers is dead." And so they meet up back at little Jamie's foster house. And Mom's going to run a bath for little Jamie. Dr. Loomis is there. Sheriff Meeker's there. Rachel, of course, Rachel's father. Then we see that first-person point of view. Then we see that person, whoever that is, grabs a pair of scissors, heads up the stairs. We hear water running in the tub. That person puts on a clown mask, stabs the mother. Oh, my God. Shut up! No, it happened. Stabbed the mother. So then she's at the top of the stairs, holding the knife, the bloody knife, as everybody comes running towards the stairs, and everybody sees the vacant stare in Rachel's eyes. It was Rachel. She did it. She's holding the bloody scissors, and Dr. Loomis screams, "No! No!" And credits roll. So what happens? What's going to happen at this point? Is Rachel now going to take over Michael Myers' role? Was Michael Myers really dead? We don't know. We have to wait until next week when I review Halloween 5, or more probably the week after, as we're going to review it. And then we'll find out what happened to poor little Jamie after she stabbed her mother. Or will they do a retcon? A lot of times they like to do a retcon, and what happened never actually happened. I don't know, but we will find out next week
Never talk about chick flicks.
on Big Lip Radio presents No Girls Allowed. Thank you very much.
Say, do at the drive-thru.